players without really taking that break. I mean, Layla is the player, as you mentioned, Mark, coming in. Looking at them, as well as Lamptey on the left and the right-hand side, those are the two players we're going to have to keep an eye on because they are troublesome. Nobody knows much about Magnoon because she hasn't been seen in the group stages. So that is the trump card that I spoke of to say, who is the player that can bring the surprise element to the side?
Well, she's the only one we haven't seen. So what does she have to offer? Why is she now coming in the quarterfinal phase? That remains to be seen. But I think South Africa doesn't need to focus too much on the opposition. I think we need to look at ourselves. If we do what we're supposed to, if we go about our business and play the way we know how to play, we can't drop our level to the level of the opposition. We need to raise our game and make sure we do the right things. I don't see Tunisia really standing up to us. I don't want to say it's a walkover. There's no such thing in modern football. But if we play to our strengths, I do believe we have the makings of really taking this game.
And of course, in terms of that Tunisian side, 4 of their players plying their trade in France. They also do have young players, 19-year-olds, that are also in that squad. But now this is what Coach Desiree Ellis has brought to the fore. We were so worried about this Banyana team because we know that they were also hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. But it is good to see that Jane will, in fact, be a part of this. But Uhilda Makhaya, again, not going to feature in this encounter.
It's okay. I worry not. 4-4-2 for the coach. Lamini cements a place. Very big for us in goal. The back four remains the same. In actual fact, just Janine who gives way. And in comes the experienced Nokomotlo, brought in for her pace. Up front, Smith, unfamiliar. I said, don't be surprised by seeing someone come out of nowhere. I'm a bit disappointed, though. I would have liked to see young Magia come in the place, as she's a natural striker, but perhaps saving the legs for maybe a second half, just to toy out and see how does Tunisia respond to this lineup. Especially
after she got a taste, I mean, having scored, and it's an addictive thing. Yeah. So once she's gotten that first one, I'm sure she's looking for more. So I definitely think she will see her in the game. She's definitely someone that's exciting and a player for the future, and it's great experience for her now. So I definitely think Coach Des will introduce her at some point. But it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm interested to see with the players that Coach Des has put out, exactly how the formation is going to look on the field. We see the graphic. We see that that's what they've given the the TV crew, and we've given the viewers. But what happens on the field might be slightly different. So that's what I'm interested to see, exactly how this team shapes up. Because Motlalo, I think, is going to be more advanced. We need her ingenuity. She's very creative, and we need her closer to that Tunisian penalty area. She's going to be the one that unlocks that Tunisian defense. So I do believe she'll play much closer to the top front players.
Yeah, I think, you just get goosebumps when you look at the change room and you look at those jersey numbers and you go back and you got to remember that you're playing for the country. You've got so many people behind you. And for this team that has done exceptionally well, they got to be proud. Ranked number 118 by FIFA, that is Tunisia, and 16th on the continent. It is a moment to cherish for all those players. Trodi going out there and doing the job. Ayadi is also, one of those young 18-year-old, 19-year-olds being unveiled at this tournament. I think it's been really exciting times. Youngest team in the tournament, Burundi at an average of 2021, speaks of a bright future. Mark, I keep saying, the first World Cup winners on the African continent will be from the women. And that, you will find me wherever I will be, and you will come back and you'll tell me, because the progression of women's football continues to evolve and make a statement to the world.
Absolutely. And of course, for Tunisia, also coached by Ladolsi, who really knows this team very well. This is his 4th stint in charge, has been there at the helm since 2008, on and off. So he really knows the makeup of the team, has clear goals, because this is their 2nd appearance, and already in the quarterfinals, it's such a huge tick for him. And
I'm not sure that they've ever been this close to tasting the opportunity of actually going to a World Cup. I mean, I don't think they've won a group game prior to this tournament. No. And so It's literally, they haven't advanced to this far in any tournament, and now they're kind of sniffing a semi-final place, a World Cup qualification. There's great motivation for this Tunisian team, I can tell you that. So it's not going to, for that fact alone, that reason alone, it's going to be a tough outing for South Africa. But I still believe we've got too much to let it slip right now.
Oh, absolutely, especially when you think about 2008, those group stages when Banyana beat Tunisia 2-1. That is a performance that they will want to replicate. Let's hear from the head coach of Banyana, Desiree Ellis.
Look, you're right. First objective is to win, to qualify for World Cup. And we're here now. So, you know, we got to make sure that we bring our A game. Tunisia is a fantastic side. But I think if we execute our plan, we'll get a good result.
They are bringing their A game. They've got a plan in place. The World Cup, of course, is the biggest. But also you want to take it one moment at a time. Take a look at this Tunisian side. Make sure that you bury them before you're already considering New Zealand, Australia.
Yeah, we plotted it, and again we shared her insight. Win the first game. She did that, objective number one. Navigate the group and decide who you want to play. She did that exceptionally well by keeping a 100% record. She's now in the quarterfinals. The next target is the World Cup. Once you go past those milestones, the next thing is bring the cup.
Yes, and I don't think we've had a better opportunity than this tournament, because on the balance of play, having seen pretty much everyone play up to this point, South Africa, I think, is largely the best team at the tournament. When you look at the depth of our team, the players that we've been able to bring off the bench who've contributed, they've done exceptionally well. I think this is our time to shine. We were robbed in 2018. I think we should have done it in 2018 and we were gutted that we didn't. But now we have it in our hands. We don't need any favors from anybody. It's purely in our hands. Do we want it? How badly do we want it? That's what it's going to come down to. And I do believe that this team is up for it. They've been bridesmaids for too long.
Aye, man.
Yeah.
Enough
They've
is
been
enough.
bridesmaids for too long. It's time to shine. It's time to shine.
It was actually so good to see a fan in the stand there wearing that Bafana jersey that reminded me of Dok Khumalo or Lucas Radebe, you know. And this time around, the Banyana players really with such a golden opportunity to make their way to that global showpiece. We also look at their goal scorers. Gloria, you know, it really has been scattered across the field. Siopo Senwe, Motalo, Mutau, Majia, and it's going to be so interesting to see who can maybe take their tally to 2 or even more.
Again, you're not looking at any individual player in this tournament. It's been an all-round effort, and players being able to score all over the park. I mean, Majia, Motlo, Khatlane, Mutlalo, and that speaks about the teamwork. So anybody can go there and put the ball in the back of the net. Today will be no different. No pressure on any individual, but we talk of collective play, which is very important.
When we speak about personal performances, there is someone who has 2. Not 2 goals, but 2 assists. And that's Tesane.
Yes.
And that's why I said to you, I'm really looking forward to seeing her tonight as well. She's really good. She can unlock the defense. And if she's on song, Tunisia will get her tonight.
Let's talk about predictions. Who is walking away with this victory? Are we going all the way to penalties?
We've got to finish it in 90 minutes. Banyana's got to win it. The question is, how many?
Oh.
3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
So Tunisia, even Elozi, Abase Tunisia, Abahouji, they're not going to get anything past Dlamini.
I'm not even worried about how many they score. All I'm saying is Banyana are winning today.
3-0. They scored in that opening game. They haven't scored since. 3-0 to Banyana. You
know this confidence, ne? We were thinking it's going to be goals galore. It's going to be an avalanche of goals. It didn't quite come together.
Correct.
So why now against the Tunisian side?
Because it's the business end of the competition. You cannot let it slip. You save the best for last.
It is the business end of things. It's do or die. Who is going to progress? Let's take you through to that first half. Banyana and Tunisia in commentary. Brian Mufugeng, Notsuli Mia.
See, I was pissed at you. I was mad too.
Now here's what I'm gonna do. I know our debt to love has been paid.
I paid that bill.
At Total Energies, we go the extra mile for you.
Hey, this one na Sara Sara. The beat is tarantana. We go make you manya manya. Ines is in manya manya. Oh yeah, make you ricotta ricotta, mama Africa ricotta, hey. Make you dance, yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody ricotta ricotta, mama Africa ricotta, hey. Make you dance, yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody ricotta ricotta, mama Africa ricotta, hey. Make you dance, yeah.
It is now time for the last quarterfinal match of the 2022 WAFCON tournament. We played in Morocco. Morocco, Zambia, Nigeria have confirmed their places in the semi-final. They've played their places in the World Cup proper. It is now time for South Africa to make it 2 in a row in World Cup qualification, or for Tunisia to qualify for their very first one if they can win against Banyana Banyana today. Route to the quarters is something that people will have to forget very quickly, because Morocco were looking so comfortable against Botswana until Botswana showed that they could actually do something different. But eventually Morocco emerged victorious, winning by 2-1 to win all their 4 matches in the competition so far. South Africa did the same. They won their opener against Nigeria by 2-1. Their second game was a victory, albeit against Burundi by 3-1, before they got to their last game where they won against Botswana. Very late, it was Magia scoring only a first goal for Banyana Banyana that saw them win by 1-0 with 10 minutes remaining on the clock for South Africa to emerge victorious. Tunisia started to the opener, winning by 4-1 in the opening match, followed back-to-back losses against Zambia and against Cameroon respectively. Now the question is, which Tunisian side will rock up today? Will be the one that won the opener by 4-1, or the one that lost against both Zambia and Cameroon? But there's a lot to talk about. There's one change made into the starting 11 today. They've kept the same. Majority of the players that are playing today have played in all their matches before today. And their captain will be looking to take them to the promised land. How they qualify, they played against the Egyptians, the Tunisians, where they had to play and eventually lost their encounter. And when they came back and eventually went on to win 7-2 on aggregate against Egyptians, there were matches they played against Equatorial Guinea, former champions of the competition, and they won 7-3 on aggregate in those 2 matches played against Equatorial Guinea for them to book their place in the tournament. Let's go through to the national anthems.
إذا الشعب يوما أراد الحياة فلا بد أن يستجيب القدر ولا بد للنرد أن ينجلي ولا بد للقيد أن ينكسر. حماة الحمى يا حماة الحمى هلموا هلموا لمجد الزمن لقد صرخت في عروقنا الدماء نموت نموت ويحيا الوطن.
To see the national anthem be sung by the two nations. It is a big one here today. South Africa up against Tunisia. Looking at the starting 11, Nokomatlo returns. Lebogang Ramalepe, another player that returns to the starting 11. Talia Smith does get a first start of the competition. Nokolo Tesane among the returning players. Refile Jane, as well as those that are returning to the starting 11 for Banyana. So Smith joining Siopo Sinwe as the attacking option have failed. Tesane coming in on the right-hand side. Andy Ledlamini amongst the top players in the group stages. Today is a different ball game. HNC Ramalepa alongside Matlo, those are the ones returning into the starting 11. Holweni going and slotting in the left back position for Banyana. Hwale did start previous as well as Mutalo. And then looking at the return of Jane alongside Tesani as well as Smith making a very first start in this competition for South Africa.
Uyabona ke manje ke sekuyithuba ke lokuthi ke okapteni kanjalo ke nabo ke onompempe ke bethu ke abasiphathele ke umdlalo ukuthi ke izinto ke bazihlele ke ngohlelo ke njengoba ke onompempe besuka ke laphana ke eRwanda uSalima okuyena ke olaphana ke singisa center asiphathele ke umdlalo ke namhlanje mkhulu kakhulu ke lo mdlalo ekakhulukazi ke asamkele ke kakhulu ke ababukeli ke bethu ke lapha ku SABC 1 eMzansi for sure emdlalweni omkhulu phakathi ke kweningizimu Afrika kanjalo ke nayo ke iTunisia iquarter final number 4 le esiyibonayo ke manje ngoba ke sekumlando ukuthi iZambia eMorocco kanjalo ke neNigeria sebephakathi ke kona ke ama semi-finals. Yabona ke iTunisia ayijwayele ukuthi ke ishintshe ke kakhulu iqembu ke edlala ke ngalo ke njengoba ke ubona ke uJabrani ugoalkeeper selokhu iqalile itournament uyena ke okhona ke laphana ke epalini oni okhona ke futhi lapha kwi left back bakhona ke futhi ke nabo ke oAyadi abadlali ke abadlala ke laphana ke emuva uTrodi okhona ke laphana ke maphakathi ke nenkundla kanti ke phambili okhona umgadli oyingozi uEluzi unamagoli ke amabili selokhu ke iqalile ke elemdlalo na kanjani Bruno namhlanje elamanqamu.
There's no time to waste. Everybody has been waiting for this moment. It's a big moment indeed for the two nations. Salima Mukasangana coming from Rwanda. Mukansanga coming from Rwanda is the referee for today's match, assisted by referee from Mauritius in Quincy Victoria, as well as Agatha Nimisen from Nigeria respectively, as well as the likes of Shamira Nabdada from Uganda and Mervat Sadiq from Sudan amongst those, as well as Poto Valentine Mohami from South Africa as the general coordinator for today's encounter. This is match number 21 of the competition overall. So far, a total of 54 goals have been scored since the start of this competition. Refile Jane gets a captain's armband back again. When we talk about the other players, Janine van Wyk had match number 181 of the competition. This is all gone now. Now we are focusing on the quarterfinals. Who will join the countries that already qualified for the World Cup? Will it be South Africa or will it be Tunisia? The loser in this match will be in action against Senegal. It is for that Inter-Confederation playoff match that will take place after we play the quarterfinals before we head into the semi-finals proper. Only one change made by the Tunisians. They have kept the same 11 in all their matches since the start of this competition. The player that they brought in today, born in France and has been a player that has done well, born in Paris, France, Leila Magnoun is the one that takes the place of one of the players who were the top scorer in this competition, building up as the qualifying phase, which was a step out for today in the starting 11 for the Tunisian side. South Africa, yellow, green and yellow, dominating colors, all red and a bit of white. For the Tunisian outfit. So the question today will always be that one of which of the two nations wants it more. South Africa meeting Tunisia now for the 4th time overall in all competitions. We met them twice in friendly matches. In fact, it was the Olympic qualifiers when the two nations met. And those two Olympic qualifier matches were both drawn matches between the two nations. And South Africa eventually won the match 6-5 on penalties, following 2 legs of the 2012 Olympic qualifiers. Nokomatlo, a goal scorer for South Africa in a 1-0 victory. Then Tunisia won their game 1-0, 1-1 it was the end of the day. And then also met in the AFCON tournament in 2008. Nokomatlo as well as Shiwe Ngwane were the goal scorers for South Africa as they won by 2-1. Haifa Gadri scored the only goal for the Tunisians at the Stadio La Libertad in Bata, Equatorial Guinea in 2008, and that was in the group stages. So far, if you look at the matches, 1 win for each country when they played their matches in their respective homes over the years in those qualifiers for the Olympics. Near side of the field, ball collected by Tunisia as a march on forward. Elouzi goes to the ground and the referee say nothing wrong, throw in South Africa. On the near side of the field, Elouzi scored 2 goals already, and that was in the opener. They've been scoring in the last 2 matches, by the way, Tunisia. Since scoring in the opener, lost back-to-back matches before they find themselves here against South Africa. Lost 1-0 against Zambia, 2-0 against Cameroon, 4-1 they won against Togo. The last 5 matches also makes for interesting reading. They've lost 3, they've won 1, they've drawn 1. 2 matches they played friendly against Senegal was a goalless draw. The last match in the qualifiers, they lost by 3-2 against Equatorial Guinea, Tunisia. Ball goes out of play. Near side of a field now for the South Africans to restart play. Here comes Holweni. Lesani for South Africa. Making a return. 2 assists already for in this tournament. Early ball from here now. Penalty at a chance in for a shot. Sioposina still in there. Shot coming in from Smith rather, and eventually blocked by the Tunisians. Ball given back again by Tunisia. Lesani. Refilejane for South Africa. Here comes Holweni. Good steal. Tunisia now can march on forward on their own on the near side of the field. Over the center, they've gone. Good run going forward here for Tunisia. We're going to get the ball early and intercepted over South Africa. It was Ayadi who had the ball. Jane. Sioposinwe. Lesani is onside. Here comes Nokolo Lesani for South Africa. Chancing, ball play short, Sioposinwe combining. And the ball collected easily by the goalkeeper. So far, the Tunisian keeper has been beaten 4 times in this competition. A kill there from trying to play the ball in. Well blocked this time against Smith. For South Africa. This is the first half of this match. No goal scored between the two nations yet. Here they come now, the Tunisians. Ball collected by South Africa. It was Trodi. Pamanani Mbane. Holweni for Banyana. Good block this time from the middle of the park here for the Tunisians. It was Lamti. So McNoon will be hoping to catch South Africa by surprise. Yeah, because they don't know much about it. The Total Energies WAFCON 2022. Tesani. Early ball from here, intercepted well This time just outside the penalty area by Owina. One again with the Tunisians. Eluzi playing the ball short. Mutalo get it back for South Africa. Straight pass from here, away by Tunisia once again. Owina's ball collected by Ayadi. And under pressure, and eventually just the ball through this time for the South Africans. Try and move away the back to where the likes of Ayadi have been in the starting 11 from the beginning of this tournament. 29 years of age, player playing a football for Al Mamlaka, previously for Amman. There are a few players who actually played a football for UAE before eventually moving on to play for Tunisia. Coach Desri Ellis, 59 years of age, South African, former Banyana Banyana captain and player. Something of interest. The last time South Africa, before this tournament, won all their matches in the group stages of the WAFCON tournament was when she was still playing in 2000. And Banyana won all their group matches. They've done exactly the same this time around. And she's the coach of the national team. Bambana Nimbane's ball. Siopo Senwe. Under pressure there this time around is Abasi coming across. Free kick given against the South African. Datul starter also after got injured previous match, but then she's back in the thick of things. Chaima Abasi, 29 years of age, one of the senior players in the Tunisian squad, alongside Sabrine Mamai, as well as Samia Owinia. Those are all in their 30s. The rest of the pack are all in their 20s. And down they go as far as the numbers are concerned for Tunisia. Free kick given against Tunisia. South African player going down. And the referee calling the culprit across to have a chat with her as well. Wine, the player that actually fouled Jermaine Soposi, and they'll know it very well. Matlo's ball, Tumbane. It's a good ball this year to Aktesani. Can she get there? Makes a run and does keep it in play. Oh, just ran out of ground. It was a beautiful pass towards her on the far side of the field. Refile Jane for South Africa, the captain of the team, in the absence of Janine van Wyk. One of the best exports we have in South African football. Ayadi. Looks for a return ball intercepted by Mutalo towards Mbane for Banyana Banyana. Ramalepe. Holweni. Noko Alice Matlo for Banyana Banyana. Good ball this year now. It is collected here by Soposinwe. Still Soposinwe going. Soposinwe! And try to put it far post, but she didn't connect to the ball well enough. And a goalkeeper saves. She just waltzed her way through into the penalty area. Have a look at this. Dancing her way through. And through all the number of red jerseys, Soposinwe looking for something special. Only seen one goal scored so far where player made a run from literally her own half, and according to the penalty, has scored a beauty. The solo run that was made by one player in this competition so far. I think it was a Burkina Faso player who scored a beauty in this competition. The two coaches have done their work. It is now the time for the players to deliver on the field of play. Tulisilemia.
Umdlalo ke mkhulu ke ngempela ke la eMorocco ke phakathi ke kweBanyana Banyana ane Tunisia njengoba ke sibona ke uSeposene ke ebaqeda engena nabo ke ngenkani ke boxini kodwa ke egcineni ebhola ke lakhe alangashayeka ke lagcwala ke goalkeeper walibamba ke lathula Jabrani ke yabona ke uSeposene uyena ke umdlali owavula ke inkundla ke ngesikhathi ke ibanyana idlala ke neNigeria ke shayelihle ke igoli ngesikhathi ke ibeyishaya ke ngo2-1 ethola ke u3 points boqala ke kulomqhudelwano abanyana ngemuva kwalokho ke base ke bedlala ke nayo ke iBurundi bayidla futhi ngo3-1 badlala neBotswana bayidla ke ngo1-0 akusho ukuthi ke ibanyana emidlalweni ke emithathu kuma group stages baphume nje no3 points uphila uzwa ingakho ke besithola ke bela kuwona ke ama quarter final kanti ke iTunisia nayo ke iqale kahle lemidlalo ngoba ke iqembu ke elasha ke amagoli amane emidlalweni wokuqala ngesikhathi ke bedla ke lapha iTogo ngo4-1 oeluzi okhona la inkundleni washaya ke amagoli ke amabili kulo mdlalo kanti ke uHuji ohlezi ke ebenchini washaya igoli nje umdlalo nje unemzuzwana ke uqalile emva kwalokho ke lavele ke lehla kancane ke izinga ke leTunisia ngoba ke badlale ke neZambia yabadla ngo1-0 iZambia umdlalo ke wesithathu baphinda futhi ke badliwa ngo2-0 Cameroon awupheke nje banyana ke lapha ke ukhwale phezulu kwepali umsebenzi omuhle kacesane ngale ke ngakwesokudla awubheke edlula ngempela edlula ke kuyena ke ayadi walibeka lapha ke kuyena ke ukhwale wase ke akhamability ngemuva nje komsebenzi omuhle anoxolo acesane 21 years eyadlala ibhola ke lengane kwacesane eyabuya ke iTunisia base ke bemdlala kabi ke uNokho Mahlo onompempe ke uthi ke akube ke ifree kick Anokho Mahlo udlale kahle kakhulu futhi ke kwi-opening match ngesikhathi bedlala ke neNigeria wamthatha nje wamfaka la ephakatheni ke washola umgadli ke oyingozi ke waseNigeria agcine ngawuqedanga ke nomdlalo emva kwalokho ke kwase kwashiya ukuthi ke ulimele akasakwazi nokuqhubeka netournament Anokho Mahlo nje enza isiqiniseko sokuthi ke akazenzi lezinto ke azenza ke kuyona ke iBarcelona Tunisia manje ke ivula inkundla kodwa ukhona uholweni Fifi umdlali ke uphethe amaphasi omhlaba badlali 1-2 benalinda umdlalo esibulele eholweni oyayicela uyayibiza uFifi bamnika awubheke manje ke ukhwale ananga uJemeni Seposene ubhekene nogoalkeeper ithuma lapha yaphuza inethi beliza legoli abelivele libonakala ukuthi liyeza wani banyana not Tunisia Jemeni Seposene shaya igoli lakhe lesibili kuyona ke ele tournament mahla amaphasi zebanyana obheke nje leqale lapha kuJenini ephasi kaHwale waphuma wathi qekelele Seposene wathi uyaphuma ugoalkeeper wamphambanisa nalo yasihamba phambili ke iningizimu Afrika yabona ke usenza izinto zibe lula nje Seposene ukuthi ke mina nje ngizobeka la ngazi khona ukuthi ugoalkeeper ngeke azafike ngoba vele ubesephumile epalini egoli ke lakhe elihle lesibili elimqoka ngendlela eyisimanga nele Nigeria lalimqoka kwakuyigoli elikhulu elibalekile ananku ke namanje ethatha ke wonke amathemba eningizimu Afrika ewabeka la emahlombe akhe Jemeni Seposene 28 years goal number 18 leli ke alishayayo elishayela ke iningizimu Afrika yabona ke mabe uqala kahle kanje umdlalo izinto ke ziyathembisa afifi uyaphakamisa ibhola ofuna ucesane kodwa ke ukhona ke laphana ke ngakwesenxele lapha usayima uni ukhiphela ke ngaphandle throw in izobuya ke nayo ke ibanyana bayaliphosa Ramalepe akadlalanga ke ngesikhathi ke bedlala ke neBotswana kodwa namhlanje ubuyile ired back aye banyana banikeza lapha uJuice andoko mahlo oyaliphakamisa elihle ibhola lakhe noko mahlo bafuna uMohlalo usala phansi eyalithatha ke manje ke iTunisia base ke beshintsha inkundla manje banga kwesokunxele bafuna Lamthi oyayivala indlela lapha Ramalepe waseke edlala kabi onompempe uyakhuza onikeza ke ifree kick onikeza ke iyona ke iTunisia kodwa ke bamdlale kabi ke Leila Amanoni dlala umdlalo wakhe wokuqala selokhu iqalile ke lemidlalo iyaphuma yellow card eyokuqala iyomdlalo alebohange eRamalepe othola ke iyellow card bayambhala ke encwadini ke ezinkulu odlala ke laphana ke eBelarus eqenjini ke elibiza ngeDynamo Minsk andile Dlamini ke emaphalini ke ebanyana umdlalo ke wakhe wesine lo aseyidlale ke yonke imidlalo selokhu ke iqalile ke le tournament ayena ke isethenjwa ke ephalini ke lebanyana asibone ke le free kick Kapachi oyayiphakamisa la alibhola uthini unoPepe abadlali ke base eTunisia baphakamisa izandla bafuna ke ukuthi ngathi khona kolibambeke ngesandla athi sibone kodwa ke Andile Dlamini wenza isiqiniseko ukuthi leli bhola ke liphelela ke ezandleni zakhe umuntu futhi obambeke ngesandla ibhola ke waseTunisia amamayi oyena ke obelibambeke ngesandla eyalungisa ibanyana emuva manje khona ke ubambana nimbane agijima ke kuyona ke iMamelodi Sundowns uyaphakamisa abafuna ke Sipho Senwe nanke lapha naba abantu benza iphutha kodwa ke unomvula ukhwale ebhola ke laseke limceza kodwa ke aliphoswe eliphoswa ke iyona ke ibanyana muhlalo unikeza sibulele uholweni Athalia nanke lishiya ke kuyena futhi muhlalo khwale nanke futhi ke lapha ke uMohlalo alibeka kamnandi phezu kwedilani ethuba lapha eyavala le defense lapasi awukapteni ke uwayo ke iTunisia yabona ke lo mdlalo uyashisa cesane 1-2 walahla ibhola uTalia Smith elwina ke ngokusheshsha ibanyana idlalela nje hafini eyayo ke iTunisia nali ibhola ke manje ke livundiswa ke nenkundla bafuna uMohlalo eyawucontrola iwuphethe umdlali ibanyana oholweni wasehlehla kancane manje iqala emuva Ramalepe free kick inikezwa iyona ke iningizimu Afrika esendaweni ke enhle le free kick amaqembu ke omabili afuna indawo kuyona isemifinal afuna ke indawo futhi ke kuyona ke iWorld Cup ngonyaka ozayo olibambe ngesandla ke yena ke uTrodi engakho ke leli bhola ke libekwa phansi free kick akhwale nangomdlalo ke wayo ke iBotswana ama set pieces zonke ayethathwa uyena anale uyena ke ozoyithatha Jabraini epalini ke elayo ke Tunisia. Olungisa ke uDonga. Tunisia eqede ke lapha ino 4 points egroupini yayo ngemuva kwemidlalo ke emithathu ku group B. Noma ke iqede ke ina 3 points ngoba ke banqobe ke umdlalo ke owodwa. Abadliwa ke embili. Free kick yebanyana banyana. Onompepe ke ulungisa lo liyadonga ke ilwayo ke Tunisia. Okhwale uyena ke oyithathayo uyayiphakamisa kodwa ke iphuma ke kude ke namapali. Yabona Bruno anginesiqiniseko ukuthi ke uDesiree Ellis umqeqeshi eyona ndlela abefuna ukuthi baqale ngayo le bathola igoli eli ukuze bezokwazi ukuthi badlale kahle abaseningizimu Afrika.
It was a very important goal to be scored so early in this encounter, especially given the fact that Khatana is not there. So Jermaine Soposenwe, as the leader of the attack today, showing exactly what she's made of. And that was a beautiful opening for her. Second of this tournament, a third in all WAFCON tournament she's played in. Jermaine Soposenwe scored 1 goal in the previous edition. When South Africa won against Equatorial Guinea, she was on the score sheet. She's found the back of the net again today. So far, in the matches she's scored in this WAFCON, they are yet to lose South Africa. Kamiluzi, ball collected by Mutalo. Refilejane for South Africa. Fifinho, that's what they call her, from Klepspruit in Soweto. Played football, by the way, with the boys before eventually starting to play football. Both girls saw her skills, all honed playing against the boys over the years before eventually becoming part of the top players. Was an ambassador also of a tournament that gets played there in Pimville. Soweto. There she's on the ball again, Refilejane. Holweni. Kwale to Mutalo. Mutalo dispossessed easily by Kabachi. Soposene kicking back to help in defense. Free kick given against South Africa. Free kick against South Africa. 1-0 the scoreline. Kids just joined us. Beautiful goal being scored by Jermaine Soposenwe for Banyana Banyana today. Something she does regularly. That's how the goal came about. The pass was good, the finish exceptional to make it 1-0 to Banyana Banyana. Andile Zamene, South Africa, when you conceded in 2 of their 3 matches in the group stages. Kept a clean sheet in their last game when they played against Botswana. Long ball from Tunisia. Way by Nokomatlo. Matlo, a former striker, so she knows how to position herself in the penalty area. And it's a good ball this time. Tunisia snapshot! And he lets them in, it delivers the goods. A shot on a 10, and that's what she brings today. Magnoon is the player that South Africa don't know much about. And she managed to lose a marker for a second. And almost found the equalizer there for the Tunisians. But well-positioned goalkeeper Andile Zamini did well to pump that ball and gather the second ball also as well for the South Africans. Throw in Banyana. So Petrina today has scored 8th in Banyana goal. So that's very important, I've got to say. We talk about the numbers for her. Also key, today's match number 83 for her. Jermaine Soposenwe. That's the snapshot again. Goalkeeper well positioned. Taking no chance. Threaded beautifully towards her. Shot on a 10 from her, but the goalkeeper was equal to the task. When you compare the two matches, the one between South Africa and Tunisia, and the earlier game between Cameroon and Nigeria, oh, what a pass. Trying to feed the ball through this time towards Quart, but well read this time, coming across with it again. It is a good ball in again, intercepted well by the defense of Tunisia once again. Awina alongside Abassi will have to work very hard today to try and stop every move going forward. Trudy now for the Tunisians. Goes in wide towards the far side of the field, collected by Awina once again. And goes out of play, will be given as a South African ball this time around. So it looks like it is a free kick given to the Tunisians. It was Mamai who actually was fouled by South Africa. Free kick given. Long ball expected now from Wina to send a long ball forward. Ramalepe gets the ball back for South Africa. Uni plays in the left back position for the Tunisians. She has had a very busy evening so far against South Africa. There she's the one getting some talking from the referee. Plays a football for Oman FC. 30 years of age. Coming across against that Jermaine Soposenwe. And the referee not far from the action. Free kick has been given to the South Africans. Free kick South Africans. Once again, Khwale will step forward for Banyana Banyana to take this one. Match number 79 for Coach Desiree Ellis. Away header collected again by Tesani for South Africa. On the thread, a pass through, collected Khwale on the far side. Ramalepe to Jane. Sends a long one forward, well read this time, but Olweni is there. Olweni's pass now towards Soposenwe. Wrong pass. The idea was great, but not the pass from Olweni. Mamai on the far side now for Tunisia. Short pass from her towards Magnoon. Close down, throw in South Africa. Noko Mato. Ball from her forward again towards Soposenwe. Khwale is there. Olweni arrives. Caught. This Tesane, who has been caught after a 10. She's been caught and free kick given to the South Africans. There's the coach of Tunisia watching on at the moment. Country trailing by 1-0. It's going to be a huge mountain to climb unless they start up in the tempo a bit and go in at Banyana Banyana. Winning matches is important. Tunisia, having lost their last two, need a lot of motivation to try and fight back in this game. They qualified as the third best. The second, the two of the third place teams alongside Botswana. But here come the Tunisians marching on forward. Mamai cut inside, looking to try and catch a cross in. Close down quickly. Still in possession, Mamai. Cross from her. Once again, a block coming in from South Africa. It is Mbane, reigning footballer of the season in South Africa as well. Those who know they call it juice. You realize why they call it juice every now and then. Never miss a tackle. Never does wrong at the back. Bambanane. Nolufefe Mbane. Let's have a look at this. See what Tunisia will do with this. Long ball played in. Noon is in there. It's given away. Clearly given away. So far 1-0 the scoreline. South Africa leading courtesy of a goal scored by Jermaine Soposenwe. Should have been 2, could have been 3, but also Tunisia could have pulled a goal, could have leveled matters.
Amazwe omabili ngempela ke azama ke oqala nqa ukuthi ke anqobe ke lo mqhudelwano banyana ke ifikile kuma finals esikhathi ke zaze ke zaba ke inhlanu ubheke nje le bhola ke boxing linkosi kodwa ke ukhona ke laphana ke emuva nako mahlo awusidela ke ngakho konke anakho banyana ke ifikile 1995 kwi final 2000 2008 2012 anango 2018 bahluleka Tunisia ke iyona edlala ke okwesibili ke kuyona ke imidlalo ke iAFCON njengoba ke badlala ke iyona ke lapha ngo 2008 nakhona bakuphuma kuma group stages akusho ukuthi ke achievement enkulu le njengoba bekuma quarter finals uma bengadlulela ke kuma semi finals bazithole sebeku World Cup ngaba ke umlando omkhulu ke ebholeni laseTunisia indlela yabo kodwa ke kumele ke idlule la kwe South Africa njengoba belahla kalula nje ibhola ke laphana ke ofifi ebhola ke lide lifuna ucesane second ball ihlangana ke noTelium cesane futhi walishiya ke ngeliveza ke laba phezela ke eseposenwe base ke ebemvala kodwa ke liphakeme iflag kuthiwa ke offside obe offside ngempela ke yena ke oSiposenwe ngesikhathi ke ebedlala ke neBurundi wathola ke ngisho ithuba lokuthi ke ashaya ipenalty yase ke ivinjwa angabe ke sikhuluma ukuthi ke mathatha amagoli manje angabe ke naye simbala lapha koche bakhe abadlali ke abanamagoli ke amathathu njengamanje wase Morocco kanjalo ke noAjibade wase Nigeria akuwona ke ama top goal scorers njengamanje bobabili banamagoli amathathu Tunisia efuna ke yena ke Manon bayamthola Manon libuya no Trudy bayalahla kodwa ke ibhola ke abakhona ke laphana ke eTunisia uma kwenzeka ibanyana iphumelela ukuthi ingene kuma semi final kuzobe kungokwesibili ke bedlala kuyona ke World Cup ngoba ke nango 2019 badlala ku World Cup okokuqala uma kwenzeka kuzoba kungokwesibili nake iTunisia eluzi uyingozi ungene eboxini kodwa khona laphana ke o-Fifi obuyile uzolekelela idefense ithola ikhona kick eTunisia engena ke ngakwesokudla eluzi kodwa ke uFifi ke wase ke defender ke kahle kakhulu ebuya ke laphana ke eswini ezolekelela ke iyona ke idefense iye banyana umqeqeshi Samiri Landosli la umqeqeshi ke wayo ke iTunisia awumike ngeenyawo Uni uyena ke uyithathayo ke le yakhona uyayiphamisa ifuna amakhanda aya defender futhi ke uFifi eliyabuya manje ke ibhola ke libuya futhi Kabaji kothiwa liphoswe kothiwa ke abaliphosa abaseTunisia bayaliphosa manje ke elibuya ke noIlusi waselishiya ke ngakwesokunxele Trodi wabathathela Sipho Senwe anokho Mahlo ulibeka lapha phambili kodwa akukho umuntu ke wase South Africa lethola nje amajezi abovu awodwa ke laphana ke emuva throw in ye Tunisia at 30 years awoni ke udlala ke lapha eJordan ebhola ke inali manje ke labalahlekela abaseTunisia walithatha wabonga ke wasephasa kahle uTalia Smith uphethe umdlalo ibanyana 58% ball possession esane bamlahla phansi onompempe ke uyakhuza ezeshesha inyawo zaCesane ama defender fika late vele sedlulile uCesane yaphuma iyellow card esibili iyomdlalo oAyadi ngoba ke eyokuqala ke bayinikeze Ramalipe oCesane inyawo zakhe ziyashesha abadlali mabezomaka bafika late konzima ukumaka ke umdlali ofana noCesane angoba unejubane akayilona igwala futhi unesibindi uyabaqonda abadlali oneskili ophethe yonke into oyifunayo awuzokujika usale phansi Fifi walahla uFifi ibhola walithatha Mamayi bashintsha inkundla kodwa ke ugadile ngakwesokunxele usibulele eholweni ukuthi ke liphumele ke ngaphandle ke leliya bhola intombazane ke yasephile kwazakhele awudlala ke kuyona ke UWC awanili hamba phambili iSouth Africa oyabathathela Ramalipe uyiqala phansi emuva konoko Mahlo awuFifi ubheke ngasekhaya waseqhamuka ke lapha uHwale awukuthi ke azolekelela edlala nje laphana ke emuva manje ke iyona ke ebanyana ayikakashawa selokhu ifikile eMorocco uma ngabe beunqoba futhi ke lo mdlalo kuzobe kungowesine ebekulandelana ibhola ke labo ke liyalahleka walithatha futhi ke Talia athi ke uyaliveza ulivezela Germany Sipho Senwe idefender kahle kakhulu ke iTunisia labhasi laphana ke emuva okapteni Khwale futhi Muhlalo ashu wasala umuntu yadliwa ngesithethe manje lapha koFifi ayiskili ke ngeke ubenze lutho kwabadlali bebanyana nomvula Khwale ayaliphakamisa elabuyela kuyena waliveza kamnandi avezela Ramalipe olindi support anange lishiya ke kamnandi phezulu kodilane khona laphana ke Sipho Senwe lase ke limphunyuka ke ibhola yabona ibhola edlalwa ke ibanyana liyajabulisa lihle kodwa ke nayi counter attack manje abanayo ke support yena ke uTrodi waze wabuyela ke ngasekhaya yabuya yazomaka yonke futhi ibanyana yabona ibhola ke abadlalayo namhlanje lihle liyajabulisa uyabona ukuthi kunenhloso vele ke namhlanje nakanjani komele ke bawunqobe lo mdlalo abase South Africa amohlalo nange jika kamnandi walibeka phansi anange eqeda ngomuntu phambi kwesihlwele awuqeda ke ngaye ke laphana ke Sabrine Mamayi yabona idlala ngokukhulu ukukhuleka izinto ziyenzeka uma ngabe ke bengasabi ke abayo ke ibanyana 40 minutes ebhodini kusele 5 minutes ukuthi ke siye ke ku half time. 1 is South Africa, not Tunisia.
Expressive football being shown by South Africa today. They don't want any pressure on themselves. They've already scored a goal. Any ball from Talia now. Tesani's onside. Tesani still going. Tesani decides to go for glory and sends the ball to the stands. Nokolo Tesani. There's the pass. Beautiful pass given to her. Sioposenwe was calling for the ball, and she just went for the shot there. Talia Smith's pass, beautiful. Ball sails over the crossbar. Still 1-0 in favor of South Africa in the first half of this match. Young lady from Kukuletu in the Western Cape. Ramalepe for Banyana. Manoon does well, gets the ball back this time. Elusi making a run forward and getting there ahead of her to clear the danger at the back. Ramalepe gave the ball cheaply there and should have been punished. But luckily for her, South Africa managed to tidy up at the back. The tournament is played in the north. Tunisians will have support here. Ball cleared away, this time from Lamti. Lamti's already played an assist in this tournament. Mamai also played an assist in this tournament so far. In the matches played so far in this competition. There's Khwale hitting the deck. And a challenge from Trori. Long ball forward, South Africa. It's a good ball, they say Tesani. First touch, letting it down, and the ball intercepted well. Player was trekking back. Awina was able to get the ball. Here they come now, the Tunisians. Noon is causing all sort of trouble, I've got to say, for the South Africans. Very imposing figure she is. They try and get the ball to her every time and try and find the equalizer. She's the one that took the shot. She had one ball that she played in. Uni. It's another player who will be making those runs continuously from the right back position for Tunisia. Ramalep. Khwale on the line. Sioposenwe is onside. Kept the line very well. Two players in the middle to play the ball to. Get the ball in. Too much from her. It was way too much, way ahead. She had to cut the ball back towards the on-rushing players. Tesani was there alongside Mutalo. Made that half-moon run and got to the ball very well. Tunisia exposed at the back. Too close to the goalkeeper. Wrong pass, she knows it. It was a wrong pass from Sioposenwe. And what a ball that was towards her. The weight was perfect, everything was perfect. But she just couldn't deliver an equally impressive pass to her teammates. Star player for the South African team. And one for the big occasions. There's Mutau and Ko just having a chat on the bench. Biana already scored a goal in this tournament for South Africa. Good tackle. Ayadi dispossessed. Talk about Sioposenwe's commitment. She tracks back. It's a team effort. Look at her now, just in her own half to help out in defense. There's a player down for South Africa, Olweni. Seems to be in pain for South Africa. Sibudelo Olweni. He's gone to the ground. There's a minute added on at the end of the first 45. So there's the team doctor for Banyana. Having a look at the play on the ground. That's what happened. Ayadi not pulling out at all in the tackle. Kulweni was part of a team that campaigned in the qualifiers for the Under-17 World Cup in Jordan in 2016, captain Abantwana at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in 2018 that was played in Uruguay, part of the team that played in the qualifiers for the Under-20 World Cup in France in 2018. And she therefore became part of the FIFA World Cup team for South Africa in 2019 at senior level. Top scorer at COSAFA, 8 goals. In the 2020 edition of the COSAFA tournament, including 5 in a match against Comoros. Quart is struck on the face by the ball, and the referee says we've seen enough in the first 45 of this encounter between South Africa and Tunisia. It is South Africa who lead here by 1-0 after a beautiful pass towards Sioposino was equally converted with a beautiful ball to make it 1-0 to Banyana Banyana. Straight in the face for Nomvula. Khwale for Banyana Banyana right at the end of the first 45 of this match. But it is goals that matters. 1-0 in favor of Banyana Banyana in the first 45 against Tunisia. Can they continue the same form in the second half? We'll find out. Quart standing by with Mark and Gloria.
Lights out, W Series is underway. Oh, that's been hit! Jamie Chadwick's been hit! Oh, look at this! There's a change in the lead! And there's the move.
Head down and get up to the car in front.
Brilliant victory in the wet for Emma Kimmerleinen. Alice Powell gets through to give her the championship lead. Jamie Chadwick retains her crown in some style. This is W Series.
This week on VS Gaming Weekly, we see what goes into hosting the biggest tournaments in South Africa. We hit the streets and catch up with some of you gamers. We visit a school that is dominating in esports. We watch athletes go head-to-head in the eDiski Season 4 Grand Final. We chat to Cam Seat about how to make money through gaming. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on SABC3 and on Telkom 1.
The lights come on and flash.
What they need most of all, Jenny, is some luck.
And action got underway, but look at this card. It's a very different and challenging role.
Oh, Taylor's roll!
Green, very good start. Price goes to the inside too. It's a historic day for Porsche as they take their first formulary win.
Risk everything, fear nothing, no regrets. Play hard or don't play at all, and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Live on SABC Sport on TTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, and also available on Telkom 1.
for the FIFA Women's World Cup. They are leading 1-0 at half-time. And of course, we take a look there at those stats. It is the South Africans that have the lion's share of the ball possession, 58.9%. And in terms of the Tunisians, only 3 attempts that they've had at goal, 2 on target, unable to convert anything. I am Olizondo, still joined by Mark Haskins and Gloria Brown. You take a look at there, quite reflective of the dominance that South Africa has shown in this first stanza.
Definitely, but also disappointed at the same time with the huge chunk of possession. They need to make use of these opportunities. Tunisia are there for the taking, but have made their lives rather difficult because you see them holding possession, but they're not rotating the ball quick enough, in my liking. But also we need to make sure that up front, Siaposingwe is fed a lot more. She takes the opportunities that have been presented. I think the second half we're hoping to see a much better performance. I think up front we definitely have to do a lot better.
Yeah, I think for me, we've lost a bit of balance within the team. Motlalo is not happy playing on the wing. So when we started, we had Motlalo on the left, Kasani on the right, Siaposengwe playing down the middle. That was our front 3 basically, and you could see Motlalo was a very frustrated figure there. Now she's gone into the middle, but we haven't really sent anyone else out wide. So we've lost a bit of the shape, lost a bit of the balance on both flanks, and that's why we're unable now to get beyond that Tunisian defense. So I think coach's job now is to make sure that we get back the shape and the balance within the team.
In terms of Jermaine Siaposengwe, she was the one that scored the opening goal of Banyana Banyana when they faced Nigeria in that first match. This time around, really showing such a great run, weaving past the Tunisian defense. But of course, for Jabraini, she makes that critical save.
Oh, absolutely beautiful run, waltzing through almost from her own half. But then we also got to give credit to Bambanani Mbane, who carried the ball. But that just shows how Banyana Banyana are pinning and have Tunisia on the back foot. And all they just need to do is to end that wonderful move with also a great product, which is to get the ball in the back of the net.
She rides so many tackles along the way. That's beautiful, like the way she just glides past those defenders. Unfortunately, not the shot to match the run, but it was basically an omen of things to come.
And of course, we knew that Jermaine Siaposengwe was now going to be knocking loudly and finally scoring the goal, the opening goal for Banyana Banyana, making this her second goal for the tournament, and in absolute fine style.
But the brilliant play that we see, everybody getting a touch on the ball. You see Holweni bringing in her captain, Jane. Again, Kala in the middle of the park, selling a bit of a dummy. But a beautiful ball by Khwale to find Siaposengwe in between the 2 defenders. And this is the quality that Siaposengwe brings. She picks her head up. Keep her as advancing, and all you need to do is pick a spot, take it to the furthest pole, and that was the opening, simplifying quite a wonderful team goal, because you got to see the number of players that got a touch on that ball.
And I think it's about being decisive. She knew exactly what she wanted to do, and we call that passing the ball into the back of the net. She literally knew. She didn't have to go for power, she didn't have to over elaborate, took 2 beautiful touches and then just chose a spot, pretty much passed the ball into the back of the net. Great finish and a great team goal. So we're going to have to do more of that to unlock that defense and make sure that we get Siaposengwe in with more chances on goal.
Uma sithi siyabala lapha amapass kade awu7 mase sothi uyabheka ukhwale also coming through with that assist, and of course Jermaine making no mistake of finding the back of the net to make sure that the South African darlings lead Tunisia by that solitary goal to 0. But it doesn't mean that it was one-way traffic in terms of the South Africans. We also saw Tunisia in those dribs and drabs showing those glimpses of hope, and of course Andile Dlamini also tested in that goalkeeping department.
Absolutely, and for Andile Dlamini, she's got to be alert. It's very difficult in a match like this where majority of possession is in the middle of the park. But you get Tunisia getting an opportunity, a rare one at that. This was their ace player, Layla McClure. She's the player who is the player that wasn't seen throughout this tournament till this particular point. The only change that was made by the coach, and we now understand why. She's got a very good eye for goal, she's got a good technique, and she's actually quite troublesome to the defense of Banyana Banyana. You get to see her taking a snapshot, doing ever so well, and it had to take Dlamini to make sure that she keeps a clean sheet.
She needed 2 bites at it there to make sure she keeps it out the back of the net. But Magnoon's movement, I mean, she was offside at one point, made sure she got herself onside, and is able to generate those spaces, and she sees those spaces so well. So she's one to watch in the second half as well.
Andile Dlamini, of course, voted the best goalkeeper of the group stages, and that's why right now she still has a clean sheet after 45 minutes of play. Let's take a quick ad break. Umasesmuya will take a look at the substitutions. What can Banyana Banyana do to cement their place in the semi-finals? And of course, it's still not over for Tunisia. What have they been able to do, and what can they do to make sure that they progress?
This month, Solutions 24 returns with a brand new season.
We once actually got to a point where we gave up on our idea.
It's going to take more time than you think.
13 social entrepreneurs changing lives and positively impacting communities in South Africa with their innovative ideas.
We can't just be selfish and just think of ourselves. We have to think of everybody.
ba itse go sepetlele ona le TB ya hemimelia amputatiwa ka 14 March nana le 11 months and then her fitla mola sorry
healing azandi ifumane esontweni kodwa ndikwazile ukuyifumana apha.
You got to learn how to stand up for yourself. You got to learn how to almost stand up for your space.
No, life happens and you need to be able to take the bull by its horns.
I'm the great tragic actress. I wanted to make people cry and feel better.
Sundays at 8 p.m. right here on SABC2.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's NBA. Each season, the players are fighting for access to the playoffs.
What a drive inside.
But in this fight, only the strongest wins.
How great was that?
Some start their career and some ends.
Throws it down.
Any problem can lead to injury or fight.
Houdini, yes, glass, caught the rim.
It is what it is. Hashtag Mzansi Slam Dunk. Catch the NBA live on SABC Sport Channel on DTT, OpenView 124, SABC 1, and also available on Telkom 1. Brought to you by SABC Sport.
I'm truly honored and grateful for the opportunity, and knowing that the girls that are in the squad, they are so competitive, and we all have a different style of play.
Heritage Rugby presents the Pretoria Harlequins versus the Northern Rhinos this Saturday, 12 May at 3:30 p.m. on SABC Sport on DTT, OpenView, and also Telkom 1.
There is no question about it. A 1-0 lead is never safe enough, especially in the knockout stages where it's do or die. So, Gloria, in terms of Banyana Banyana, they need to make sure they're netting the goals. What should they be doing? Who should they be bringing from the bench?
I think for me right now, they can still keep it as is, but I'm very concerned. Holweni took a little bit of a knock. That's an area maybe that we could look at and bring in maybe a Dlamini in her place.
All right, a spot in the semi-finals beckons. A spot in the FIFA Women's World Cup is beckoning. Will Banyana Banyana take it, or will it be the North Africans in terms of Tunisia? Let's take you through to the second half. Brian Mufokeng and Tulisile Mia are going to be in commentary.
See, I was pissed at you. I was mad too. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I know I did to love has been paid.
I paid that bill.
At Total Energies, we go the extra mile for you.
Hey, this one na Sara Sara. The beat is tarantana. We go make you manya manya. Ines is in manya manya. Oh yeah, make you ricotta ricotta, mama Africa ricotta, hey. Make you dance, yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody ricotta ricotta, mama Africa ricotta, hey. Make you dance, yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody ricotta ricotta, mama Africa ricotta, hey. Make you dance, yeah.
Asibonge ke kakhulu ke emazonje ke naye ke uGloria Brown kanjalo ke noMarcus Kinzi sithatha ke isombe esesibili ke phakathi ke kwebanyana banyana kanjalo ke nayo ke iTunisia sike khefini ibanyana ihamba phambili edlala ibhola elihle kakhulu ke ngesombe ke esoqala banegoli ke elilodwa elandela ke ngemuva ke ngeqanda ke iTunisia bebenawo amathuba ukuthi ke bashaya ke amanye ke amagoli ikakhulukazi ke ibanyana kodwa ke base ke bangawa ke yasebenzisa sobona ke ushintsho olokuqala ke olwenziwa ke umqeqeshi la uDesiree Ellis njengoba ke befuna ke ukufaka ke uDlamini akasabuyi ke laphana ke usibulele holweni kusho ukuthi ke uthintekile ngesikhathi ke elimala ke ngesombe ke soqala endawo yakhe ke ithathwa ke uyena ke uDlamini Akarabo Dlamini osamncane nje 20 years debut ke yakhe ke yokuyayo ke ibanyana yayilapha ngo2019 akesikhathi ke bedlala ke umdlalo ke womngani neNetherlands emva kwalokho ke akaphindanga ke wabheka ke emuva ayena ke uKarabo Dlamini gijima kuMamelodi Sundowns khona ke la ekhaya yabona manje ke bathathu ke abadlali ke beSundowns abala enkundleni Andile Dlamini Atalia Smith bese kuba ke uyena ke uKarabo Dlamini esisukile ke isombe esesibili ke njengoba ke ibanyana banyana isiqede ke ngempela ke idlala kahle 45 minutes ke omkhulu wokugcina phakathi ke kwawo ke bomabili ke lamaqembu yabona ke selokhu iqalile ke lemidlalo uma ngabe nje ebanyana ke ishaya igoli iqala obanzima ke kwamanye ke amaqembu sibabonile na kwiNigeria baqora kuqala bawina umdlalo ango 2-1 badlala neBurundi baqora kuqala futhi ibanyana yawina umdlalo ngo 3-1 anakuBotswana ke bawina ngo 1-0 nansi percent efuna siboselwe eboxini nakhe beka kamnandi lapha ayamshaya ifirst touch uCesane amshaya ifirst touch anoxolo uCesane embekele endleleni percent enhle yakhe lapha ke uDlamini enhle ke iphasi ke yakhe ke uDlamini oKarabo Dlamini akasekho ke kuyona ke iSundowns olapha manje ke eUSA kodwa ke ubedlala kuyona ke iSundowns asibone manje ke ithuba ke laSmith othi ke ulibekela ke uLinda Mohlalo alifiki kodwa ke ibhola ke kuyena ke uMohlalo uma ngabe ke lo mdlalo ke uphela ngo-90 minutes kuzobe kuyiquarter final yesithathu ephela ke ngo-90 minutes ngoba ke eyodwa iphele ke ngama-penalty phakathi ke kweZambia neSenegal obe kuyiquarter final ke yoqala yase ke inqoba ke iZambia ke kulowo mdlalo eminye ke imidlalo ke iphele nje nge-90 minutes Nigeria iqede ke izinto ngo-90 minutes idla iCameroon Morocco naye ke yasheshe ke yayiqeda izinto ngo-90 minutes sizobona ke lo mdlalo ke ukuthi ke wona azophela ke kanjani anoko Mahlo obuya nalo ke emuva ke unoko Mahlo oyaliphakamisa ufuna ucesane alifika ibhola ke kuyena ke uNoxolo asesala phansi ke kabuhlungu ke uSipho Senwe umdlalo weBotswana waphuma ke selimela zanga uqede njengoba ke esebuya ke kulomdlalo ke evalela phakathi ke le goli ke silibonayo alishaye ke ngesombe ke esokuqala ajusi olibuyisela ke laphana ke emuva omunye futhi ke umdlalo weSundowns awubambanani Akarabo Dlamini awuyinhle phansi kaKarabo Dlamini asibone manje ke umdlalo uyalibiza ucesane bamnikeza thuba lecesane lapha awalibamba wathula ugoalkeeper kodwa beliphakeme iflag awube offside ucesane iphasi kaDlamini awamkhipha ekhipha yena ke uLinda Mohlalo belimhlulile leliya bhola ucesane kodwa ke beliphakeme neflag kothiwa ke use offside ayathetha manje ke umqeqeshi Desiree Ellis oyafuna ukuthi ke alifake iqembu lesizwe ekuyona ke iWorld Cup njengoba ke enza futhi ke ngo2019 throw in iyashesha manje ke eTunisia kothiwa ke udlale kabi noko Mahlo odlalisa kabi ke uLamthi ethola free kick eTunisia engxene enkulu ke iyayo ke iSouth Africa bavele bamhlanganyela awukarabo Dlamini nonoko Mahlo babili odongeni abase South Africa eBotswana ishaye enhle free kick kuleya ndawo ezolo ngesikhathi idlala ke neMorocco athi sibone ke le free kick eyayo ke eTunisia ukuthi ke izokwenza njani emapalini ukhona Andile Dlamini bayayiphamisa ke yinhle awafika uDlamini walibamba waphinda ke waliphebeza yabona le free kick beyishayiwe ngempela kodwa ke uAndile Dlamini wenza ke omuhle ke umsebenzi ngempela ke kuleli phali oyakhombisa ke ukuthi ke ugoalkeeper ke onesipiliyoni akakhethwanga ke ngephutha kothiwe ke ube umdlali ke ovelele ko goalkeeper goalkeeper ngempela edlale kahle ke kuona ke ama group stages uyabona ke namanje ukuthi ke izathu abenze ukuthi ke kuthiwe uyena ugoalkeeper ama group stages izona ke lezinto azenzayo ke uAndile Dlamini ayibheke nje le free kick wayifaka isibhakela wayilandela enza isiqiniseko nje sokuthi ebhola ke uyaxosha eshaye kahle ke yona ke eluzi iyabuya manje ke iyona ke iTunisia kodwa ke ibhola labo liyalahleka eliphumela ke ngaphandle asibone manje ke iTunisia oyedwa ke laphana ke eluzi abamaka balithatha eyabuya manje ke uHwale wanikeza Linda Mohlalo waliveza evezela Sipho Senwe uyalibiza ngale ke ucesane ebhola labo ke base ke belimaka kahle kakhulu ke idefense yeTunisia corner kick Alabasi awukapteni awayo ke iTunisia defender nje kahle kakhulu nangu uHwale vele izinto zakhe ke lezi ama set pieces oyena ke owathathayo ke kule qembu ke le South Africa eBanyana idinga igoli ke lesibili akuze ke bezodlala ke ngokukhuleka ngoba u1-0 esco esiyingozi noma yini ke ingenzeka njengoba ke iscore sithi ke 1-0 kanti mama ngase bathola igoli nje lesibili bazokwazi ke ukuthi ke baphefumule awamanje ke wonke umuntu ubamba umoya ngale goli ke elilodwa ke abanalo aHwale ke uyayithatha ekhanda lakhe lapha siphosenwe kodwa ugoalkeeper olandele ke waze ke walibona ke leli bhola wase ke elithatha eTunisia ngempela ke akulula ukuyishaya iqembu leli ke elishaye ke Equatorial Guinea kuma qualifiers azoyikhumbula phela Equatorial Guinea ukuthi ike yaba ke ompetha abayo ke imidlalo ke yeAFCON 2008 2012 kodwa ke iyona ke iTunisia edlule kubona njengoba ke ila afifi nange phasa na through ball nangu siphosenwe ethuba lakhe siphosenwe akekho goalkeeper nalithuba lapha bakamapiliti futhi ucesane okwesibili akamapiliti awubheke nje ukuthi Talia Smith enhle phasi waphuma ugoalkeeper wamjika siphosenwe walibeka kuyena ke cesane wavele nje wakha amability ebhola laphuma nje kude kakhulu ke namapali yabona lamathuba bazowakhalela uma ngase nje ithola igoli iTunisia bazowakhumbula lamathuba abaganga ngawo ke ocesane Talia Smith uyena okade ke endaweni ke engcono ukuthi ke angakhahlela kodwa ke ucesane ke wafuna ke ukuthi ke lishaye ke uyena wase ke emosha nje omuhle umsebenzi owayo ke iBanyana 10 minutes uhambile manje ke wesombe ke sesibili koseyilo ke igoli ke lelodwa leli ke elisebhodini leNingizimu Afrika.
You convert those chances like these ones because you never know what's going to happen later on in the match. And Tunisia have themselves a corner kick. 1-0 the scoreline at the moment. South Africa leading against Tunisia. Plenty of chances not converted. Andile Dlamini has come to the party every time the ball has come away. Juan Ramalepe, as you can see here in your picture. So Mamai will step forward, sends a long ball. And cleared away this time by Refile Jane for South Africa. Cleared by Refile Jane for South Africa. 1-0 the scoreline remains at the moment. Long ball sent in, another clearance header, knocked down this time around. And finally South Africa tidy up at the back. Still not in a clear yet. They still have to fight more. Get the ball clearly away. Throw-in played in again. The Carthage Eagles are trailing by 1-0 against Banyana. Here they are now, mounting pressure on South Africa. On the far side, ball played in this time. Also the penalty at the back heel. Absolutely well read by South Africa this time, I have to say. Nokomato was there to get the ball away. Ramalepe. Sioposenwe. Dispossessed was in fact Talia Smith was dispossessed this time. Now Tunisia to the near side. Mamai gets the ball in. Mamai's long ball played in. And then he's going to be a routine catch for the goalkeeper. Andile Dlamini. South Africa skating on thin ice, I have to say, at the moment. Mthunzi is the man in charge of this team. He was there in 2008 as the head coach when they made their first appearance this competition. Also went on to be part of UAE. Which was some stage. Some players that are playing for Tunisia played there before. They return in 2021 to be in charge of this team. The national team of Tunisia. They got rid of Egypt en route to qualifying, as well as Equatorial Guinea. Tessani. Not a straight pass. Good ball intercepted by Rifilejane for South Africa. Looks up. It's a good ball, this one here. Oh, just in the nick of time being connected by Uni to get that ball away. Back to Rifilejane. Ramalepe, South Africa. Smith. Mutalo dispossessed. Magnoon goes forward. It's in fact a run, it wasn't even Magnoon, it was Lamti. Bambanani Mbane showing them how it's supposed to be done. Tessane. Still Tessane going forward. Chansine, and just two poked away. From Sioposi, the force can take a shot. Corner kick will be now to the South Africans. This is what we saw. The first time we saw her play this for South Africa at the COSAFA tournament. The skill that she does possess. It wasn't a 360-10, but eventually Tunisia do tidy up in a nick of time. Meantime, there's a change happening for the Tunisians. Imentrudi will make way for the joint top scorer in the qualifiers. Marian Ouij is the player making an entry for the Tunisians. A dangerous player indeed for this team. They had saved her for today. They realized they can't sit back anymore. They need to find a goal. Long ball sent in here by the South Africans. Away again. Ball follow through now. Sioposi is in. He's onside, still alive. Ball in for South Africa. Cleared away by Uni. She was in a very good position when she turned in the penalty area. It's a great chance there for Jermaine Sioposi to try and feed the ball in. Tried to thread a pass to a teammate, but well read this time around by the Tunisians. Winnie came across and put the ball out, so Trodi has made way. So Mariam, which has been introduced here by the Tunisians. 2 goals she has so far in this competition. Scored 6 goals in the qualifiers. In his football for sport in Tunisia, where they have been introduced, was born in Sousse in Tunisia. It's been around already if you talk about a career as a footballer. Already has a total of 15 goals for the national team. Looking to add more here in this competition. Already scored twice in this competition. So Kabachi will take for Tunisia. South Africa still leading by 1-0 here in the second half. Kabachi's long ball away this time for South Africa. Collected by Tessani on the far side. Moves the marker with such ease. Abasi in the ball wide on the far side. Cleared away this time against Ayadi. Nokolo Tessane allowed to really go with the Tunisians. So double sub Banyana. Smith will make way for Banyana. Talia Smith. Taylor Smith will make way for Banyana Banyana. She was today playing a 6th match overall for Banyana, the 2nd appearance in this competition. In comes Amogelang Motau, one of the goal scorers in this competition for South Africa. And Nomvula Kwale, who got the 2nd assist for that goal that was scored eventually by South Africa. So she makes way for Khadiete for Banyana Banyana. Double sub being made by Desri Ellis here in the 2nd half of this encounter. Khadiete making a 3rd appearance overall as a sub for Banyana Banyana. Today she's playing a 20th match overall for Banyana. And Mutau today making a 7th appearance for Banyana. Mutau. 2nd as a sub, only once a starter. Scored a goal when they played against Burundi. And here comes Louise in the penalty. Louise goes down. Nothing wrong, says the referee. She went down way too easy for the liking of the Rwandan referee. She went down way too easy for the Rwandan referee. Dashed that ball, played in just behind the defenders. Managed to get the better of Bane, but could not get the better of Ramalepe. Eventually went tumbling down. This is what they'll try and do more and more of in the 2nd half, especially with Weege being introduced here in the 2nd half for the Tunisians. 1-0 still the scoreline remains. Throwing Tunisia. Ball collected by Mamai. Played short this time, a shot coming in. Nothing from that. So Tulsi Lemia, 1-0 the scoreline remains between South Africa and Tunisia. 2nd half of this match. So many chances, but only 1 goal separated the 2 nations.
Awanili ngike ngasho Bruno ukuthi ke iscore esiyinkinga awukwazi ke ukuphefumula. Uyabona ke ukuthi ke iTunisia iyafika futhi ke iyasabisa uma ke ifika ke laphana ke emaphalini. Uyabona futhi ukuthi bafuna ukuthi bathole ke ne penalty. Njengoba ke sibona ke yena kade eqeda nje okuwa ke lapha eboxini eSabrine Mamai onompepe ke kodwa ke wathi ke abamenzanga ke lutho. Amathuba ke eneBanyana iyawathola. Yabona ke uCesane uyabakhuthuza kodwa egoli ke lesibili ke bayalidinga. Enguquko bayazenza ebenchini. EleBanyana uphumile Talia Smith kwangena Amogelang Motau. Onegoli ke elodwa alishaye ke ngesikhathi ke beshaya ke iBurundi ngo 3-1. Akhwale naye futhi ke uphumile kwangena ke uMelinda Khadete. Ayithole free kick. eTunisia Hapachi iphezu kwebhola elayo ke iTunisia. Hapachi ephezu kwebhola 30 years oyena ke ozothatha ke le free kick. Oyayiphakamisa efuna amakhanda kodwa uyayithatha uAndile Dlamini. Sticks wenza kahle kakhulu epalini. Elide ke ibhola ke ubethi ke unikeza ke yena ke oKhadethe. Ebhola ke alangafika ke kuyena. Wesibili ke engena ke ezesapho uMelinda ngoba ke ngesikhathi ke bedlala ke neBotswana walimala uSiphosenwe. Wangabe ke saqhubeka nomdlalo indawo yakhe yathathwa ke uyena uMelinda Khadethe. Olibambe nje wathula ke nalo ke leliya bhola ke uAndile Dlamini nayi ke i-throw in eyayo ke iSouth Africa. banikeza laphana ke ucesane Nompempe ke nomsizi wakhe bavumelana ukuthi ke ucesane udlale kabi. Yabona ucesane ke ugcwele nje yonke inkundla. Umgcina ke engale ngakwesokunxele uthi uyambona usengala ala ebakhuthuza ke khona. Angoba uphethe umjiko uyakhuthuzana. Awucesane ke njengoba ke kuthiwa ke abayisusele i-free kick Tunisia. Habachi futhi badlali 1-2 wafika wabathathela ucesane naye ke uMelinda Nompempe uthi ibadlale kabi abaseTunisia bench Janine van Veek laphana ke benchini bakhona ke lapha 181 caps Janine awunesipiliyoni awukholosa biyana bakhona kuleli bench free kick ethathwa ke iSouth Africa Ramalepe wayiveza kahle anikeza nali ibhola elihle futhi likaCesane banikeza amohelang Motawu libuyela ke kuCesane kodwa ke kuthiwa ke sephumele ke ngaphandle kuthiwa kuba igoal kick Cesane uthi leli bhola ligcinanga kuyena nangu la elivese khona enikeza amo othi ke uyaligoba kodwa ke laseke liphuma ke ngaphandle asibone manje ke leya through ball kodwa ugadile akhona ke uDlamini onikeza omunye uDlamini epalini ke ugoalkeeper Tunisia iyabuya manje ke iyakhuphuka futhi bafuna eluzi bayamthola eluzi angesala phansi ayikakasuka ingozi lapha uyabona iTunisia ekhahleli kude kozofanele ke bangabanikezi ke lezi spaces zokuthi ke bakhahlele esekhona nomdlali ke oyingozi manje ngoba uphumile uthena ke uHuji Uhuji uEluzi bayingozi labagadli ke bayo ke iTunisia uma bebayeka nje ukuthi ke abakhahlele bengaphandle kwebhokisi khona okuzobethusa abanyana Cesane abaphuca iTunisia yalwa ibanyana 1-2 Cesane Fifi ekhanda lika Siposenwe lithola manje umkhuthuzi nange ufuna ukudlula umkhuthuzi nange edlula kamnandi Khadethe Linda Muhlalo banikeza ukapteni wasondela uRama nange libeka manje ke kuAmo phasi ka Amohelange ayinhle ke neze iphuma nje akude ke ubethi ke ushaya irani ke ngala ngakwesokudla ke uCesane kodwa noma kunjalo bengekalithole aleli bhola ke yena ke uCesane Fifi kuthiwa uyaphusha udlale kabi uyabona la uLeila Amanoni akayidlalanga imidlalo ke edlule njengoba ke siqhamuka la kwi-quarter final kodwa hayi cha oyadlala uyinikeza inkinga abanyana uyabona nje ukuthi ke bebemfihlile ukuthi thina sogadla ngaye kuma quarter final ngoba ke bazobe ke behlelela labadlali akade bebabona abese ke siqhamuka ngomuntu akade bengamcabangi nangu namanje uyena lo phezulu kwebhola Manon nange uyadlulisa futhi ke uManon kodwa Cesane ulapha emuva iyasebenza yonke i-team yebanyana Cesane ubuyile emuva ngoba ubonile ukuthi akasekho uRamalipe kwiposition yakhe wabuya wazomkhavela nje kamnandi laphana ke emuva njengoba ke besefika ke bemdlala kabi ke lapha Khabachi kancane kancane manje ke isikhathi esiya ngokuya sivuna ke iyona ke iBanyana amuhlalo akaphasi ikhona isupport uyozala imali njengoba ke bemnyathela Onompepe ke nange emlamulela umnikeza ke i-free kick onegoli ke elodwa ke kulomdlalo kulemdlalo penalty ke ayishaye ke ngesikhathi ke bedla ke iBurundi ngo 3-1 ejezi number 10 weningizimu Afrika yabona ibhentshi leBanyana libamba umoya awuthina sonke Mbuli no Desri hey nanga umuntu ayabaqeda ocesane akasabi nje ukudlula nje udlula ngenkani mefuna ukudlula uyadlula asibone nje le move iyayo ke iTunisia eluzi wafika uJuice awuxosha ke lo yamhlola kokhona abafuna ukwenza ushintsho iyashintsha iTunisia bayamkhipha manje Manoni bathi ke sekunwanele manje ke wena ke Manoni phuma kongena ke yena ke uHana Hamd ashintsho lesibili olenziwa ke ibhenchi ke layo ke iTunisia 15 minutes ayibese ke iqopha umlando iBanyana ekene ku World Cup yesibili uDesiree Ellis ephethe leqembu leBanyana.
Hana Hamdi, the player has been introduced now. There's appeals from the Tunisians who feel that there should be a free kick given against South Africa, who is getting a bit of an elbow, as she's claiming. We'll have a look at that in a bit to confirm if it was indeed. Really, just having a look at that. Lameni went up. And we is just inside the penalty arc. Went down, so South Africa still leading here by 1-0. Hana Hamdi, 26 years of age. They played football previously for the likes of Borussia Mönchengladbach, amongst other teams that she played for. Essen. Does hold a German and Tunisian citizenship. Let's look at this long ball now. They'll go this route the whole day, Tunisians. Try and pick out somebody in the penalty area. Awina was the one who floated that one, but easily collected by Andile Dlamini, the Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper. Now there they have it, Hamdi in possession. Nokomatlo, cool, calm, collected. Once again, she overdoes it a bit, but eventually do get the ball away, only as far as the Tunisian player. Another straight pass from South Africa. Khadiete had done all the work and then played the ball to Atresani, not reading the same script, and the ball intercepted by the Tunisians. Kabachi was there. Out goes the ball on the far side of the field. Awaiting in the semi-finals is Zambia. Will it be an all SADC semi-final, an all COSAFA semi-final? Or will Tunisia become the second team from the north to qualify for the World Cup alongside Morocco? 12 minutes remains before we can confirm the fourth nation to join Nigeria, Morocco and Zambia in the semi-finals and in the FIFA World Cup next year. Nokomatlo, pressure on her. Tunisia still marching on forward. It is Wich, and she goes down. Nothing wrong, says the referee. Goal kick South Africa. She's the star player for this Tunisian team. She's up against Alice Nokomato. Match number 164 for her today. Sioposeno for Banyana Banyana. Player calling for the ball in the penalty area. It's a good ball. Floated in. Khadiete! The ball was perfect. The control to set herself up was beautiful as well. Just put it over. Picking up, beautifully picked up. The control, lost the marker. Goalkeeper, oh my word. That would have been a beauty of note from Melinda Khadiete. Oh, I tell you, she needs that goal at this tournament. She scored a goal in the qualifiers. Here's another pass, another good ball in, another Klesani move. Klesani! Oh, just wide! Nokolo Klesani. If it is not your day, it is not your day. The pass from Rifudejane. And the move, everything was done perfect. The goalkeeper was rooted to the ground. She could do nothing with that. Oh, what a pass for Fifinho. And what a run from Klesani. And almost completed that with a beautiful finish. But oh my, when it is not your day, it's not your day. This is a fourth chance today. The two she skied. This one was the closest for her to find the back of the net. There she's on a ball again. Mutau. So the two UWC players combining. Pressure applied on the defenders. And there the Sabasi sends the ball back to the goalkeeper. Sherbani. Weech gets the ball shot. On the far side of the field, Lamti towards Hamdi. Hamdi wins the ball back. Short ball this time. South Africa do have the players at the back. Cleared away finally. Tesani is in there. Long ball from her, Abasi. Lost the footing for a second. But the goalkeeper comes out and she claims the ball. Ayadi. Nine minutes remains. This will be the longest 9 minutes if you are a South African, and the shortest from a Tunisian point of view. She's wearing the original South African soccer jersey. That's class of 96. It's a long ball, good ball. Get in there, Khadiete for South Africa. Hard and low! Corner kick, South Africa. Sliding back and just get that ball away. Awina gets that ball away for the Tunisians. Desiree Ellis, at the end of this game, she has lost a few pounds at the rate she's running. Seen on social media, a lot of South Africans say, you know what, the nerves cannot handle this. The COO of South Africa, Safa, Ida Manyapao, saying, I cannot handle this, too much for me. Kasani's back heel. Come back with the near side of the field again. Ellie ball. Too much. Way overcooked from Rifudejane. Goal kick, Tunisia. 7 minutes remains before we come to the end of this encounter. Who wants it more? Mutalo. Here comes Ramalepe. What a tackle. Still has possession, Ramalepe, for South Africa. Khadiete. Skills galore from her. Here comes Mutau. Shows too much of the ball, Mutau. Tunisia the ball back. Luizi playing the ball towards Mamai near side of the field. Luizi gets up immediately. Mutau goes for a tackle. Free kick given now to the Tunisians. Mokhela Mutau only playing in a 7th Banyana match. She had been absent for a while before returning, and she returned with a beautiful goal. But here comes Banyana giving the ball away cheaply, and they do tidy up finally. Uni to Kabachi, back to Uni. Long ball in, away. Pambanane Mbane tidies up at the back. Awina in possession for the Tunisians. Pressure applied on Banyana. Long ball sent forward. Ball goes out of play, will be a throw-in now to the South Africans. 6 minutes and counting is what remains. So here comes Biana. She's going to hold in the middle of a park for the South Africans now. Refile Jane makes her way off the field, and in comes Biana for Banyana. Kolosa, Biana, the second appearance as a sub in this competition. Started only one game, as she comes in now for Refile Jane. A 32nd match for Banyana today from Ngobo in the Eastern Cape. In a football now for Sporting de Gijón in Spanish Segunda Division. As we now hit the last 5 minutes of this game, Mia has been shaking and sweating. Hamdi for Tunisia. Hamdi goes down. What's that? The referee goal kick. Nothing wrong, Hamdi. I've never seen you jog like this to Mia.
Wena Bruno ushilo ukuthi mangabe owaseNingizimu Afrika njengamanje inhliziyo ke ifuna ke uphuma ngomlomo, ngoba ke lo 5 minutes wokugcina akuthi ke umdlalo ke uphele bese ke uDesiree Ellis neqembu lakhe abeqopha ke umlando baye ke kuyona ke iWorld Cup, bangene futhi kuona ke ama semi-finals Women's Africa Cup of Nations laphana ke eMorocco. Uma ngabe nje beyidla ke iTunisia amathuba bawatholile, ngabe ke ayibanjiwe umoya kanje okube ke bayawasebenzisa. Nakumdlalo weBurundi babe namathuba kodwa ke bengawasebenzisi ngendlela. Yabona ke manje eTunisia iyashintsha. Awubamkhipha manje umgadlo ababamethembile eluzi kongena ke uSumaya Amiri shintsho ke olwenziwa ke umqeqeshi ushintsho ke lokugcina olwenziwa ke umqeqeshi bamkhiphela ke ngaphandle ukuthi ke kade zama awunoko mahlo emgadile ke yena ke eluzi awukadethe ungene wenza omuhle umsebenzi kodwa ke igoli ke lutho alitholakali. Ramaliphe amo oyamosha ke laphana ke uSiposenwe. Yabona manje iTunisia yaphuthuma oyaklina ubabhanani akafuni nje ukunqola manje lapha emuva ophethe umshayelo oyaklina nje emzuzu emibili ebhodini esele ebese ke aqinisekiswa kama semifinal ukuthi obani ke abazodlala ngeke noMpepe bengithi uyathula bengizobuza ukuthi noMpepe efoul kanti emehlweni akhe into enjani ngoba bamdlala ngakahle lapha uSiposenwe. Oyababiza manje noMpepe obiza ke yena ke uUni akhuluma ke naye. Free kick yeNingizimu Afrika. Uyabona nje ukuthi obambanani bathatha isikhathi sabo manje bayazi ukuthi ke kusele kancane bangene endumisweni amohlalo baphinda bamdlala kabi futhi enye free kick yabona lama free kick ayisebenzela iBanyana ngoba kuthatha isikhathi siyahamba kancane nje isikhathi ke siyahamba kuthiwa ke ayidlalwe ke uyena ke lapha Ramalipe oyayidlala unikeza uKholosa Biyana uyaphakamisa unikeza Amo oyaqalaza Amo babili bamgadile hamba ekhoneni oyochitha isikhathi onompempe nomsizi wakhe bathi ibhola libekwe phansi kubeke i-free kick bayisusa abase Morocco wafika wamaka kahle kakhulu ke lapha emuva bakhona obambanani awubheke nje madoda ujusi loya odlala into ezimnandi zodwa akatatazela akasabi noDlamini ke nange lifaka isicathulo yaphela isikhathi yahlangana i90 minutes obese siyabheka ke ukuthi ke uNompepe nomsizi wakhe noma ke ne fourth officially bazokwengeza ke isikhathi esingakanani Tunisia amamayi bayibuyisela ku-Uni Uni uzama ukuyibeka ke laphana ke phambili kodwa lase ke lihlangana noHuji nange ufuna ukudlula nange fela phansi lapha othini uNompepe banali le bhola Miriam Huji bambanani wamlandela sala phansi ngizama ukubheka ukuthi uthini uNompepe kodwa kokhona uzosehlela ngobona kancane engayikhomba ngemlotheni wipenalty leya okapteni alaphasi uthini uNompepe akabheke nange khipha ne-yellow card ikhona ne-VAR uma ngabe ke engabonanga kahle ke uNompepe bamnikeza i-yellow card hayi akukho penalty ayikho penalty ingakho elwa kangaka ukapteni wase eTunisia kuthiwa i-goal kick hayi bohamba besinda abase South Africa ngoba emehlweni nami lapha asibone manje ke iyona ke iBanyana eyabuya iTunisia Ana Hamdi oyamaka uDlamini osemuva manje uCesane awubheke nje leya phansi ukuthi irongi kanjani kodwa ke ukhona ke uDlamini 3 minutes owengeziwe hayi waze wamkhulu 3 minutes kuDesiree lapha ebenchini oyazaza akahlaliseki phansi throw in elindile iMorocco ilindile eZambia ilindile iNigeria kuma semi-finals Uni throw in yabo manje ihlezi ehafini yeBanyana eTunisia umohlalo bamphuca wasala phansi i-goal kick leya yabona manje amehla agcwele inyembezi ebenchini ile Tunisia umdlalo uzophela nomqeqeshi uyazi naye ukuthi bazamile kodwa akwala khona uzophela lo mdlalo nange phekamisa ibhola nange ishakanye wayishaka bili wayishaka thathu uNompepe waseRwanda osalima uthi uphelile umdlalo eSouth Africa iqembu ke lesine eliya ke kuyona ke i-semi-final eyakuyona futhi ke iWorld Cup nakanjani ke ngo-2023 eNew Zealand nakhona ke Australia lizobe likhona ke iqembu ke lesizwe obunzima umdlalo egoli laka Jermaine Siposenwe elona ke elithatha ke iningizimu Afrika layibeka ke endaweni enhle 1-0 banqoba ke abaseningizimu Afrika ama-semifinal iMorocco eZambia eSouth Africa neNigeria sithatha zonke intambo sisiphonsa ke estudio.
This July on S3, we uncover the truth.
We have something of a highly classified nature to show you.
I am ready to go, ready to do my job to the best of my abilities.
Good luck.
Find deeper connections.
I just need some time to figure out why, so don't say anything. You'll see.
Get inspired.
Walk on.
Who wants to try 3 plus 3? 3 plus 3? Really? What kind of school is this anyway?
I think your daughter, Mary, might be gifted.
Fight for survival.
Our survival is only possible when we stand together.
Fight for redemption.
Fight, Carl. Don't quit on me.
Fight for honor. Open up to our movie slot every weekend from 7:30 p.m. on S3.
Risk everything, fear nothing, no regrets. Play hard or don't play at all and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, and also available on Telkom 1.
Striving to do the best for the country, and obviously if you do the best, then you're encouraging that young one that's coming up. So the talk is positive mindset, winning each and every game that we are going to play, so that we stand a high chance of qualifying and also winning the trophy.
It is confirmed. Banyana have booked their ticket to the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. This is the second successive global showpiece that coach Desiree Ellis has been able to ensure in terms of leading Banyana to that tournament. It was an epic 1-0 victory against the Tunisians, and in so doing, they have now advanced to the semi-finals, where they will be meeting Zambia and, of course, edging closer and closer to the final and to snatching that gold medal at the Total Energies Women's African Cup of Nations. I am Xolizonda, still joined by Mark Haskins, Gloria Brown. We are so proud. The nation is proud. Banyana have done it. It is official. We're going through to the World Cup.
Yeah, I think job done. As so many coaches have said, the first box is ticked, and so we have qualified for the World Cup. I'm just a bit gutted because it's under controversial circumstances, and everyone's going to talk about what wasn't, basically. And the reality is, I still believe that South Africa did enough to win the game. I still believe there was a better team out there. If you look at the opportunities that we should have converted, clear-cut opportunities, I still believe that we were the better team on the night. And unfortunately, that is now going to be tainted because of a decision that wasn't taken. But well done to the ladies. We're exceptionally proud of them. I think they got their just reward.
And of course, we will unpack that controversial moment because Gloria, VAR icon, it was introduced from match day 1, yet ref Salima chose not to consult VAR, thus denying Tunisia a penalty.
Well, definitely, I'd like to say congratulations to Banyana, first and foremost. The decision stands. You need luck at times, and that's exactly what we got. Salima Makasanga of Rwanda, who is the lady in the middle of the park, the referee, steals the headlines and steals the limelight. But nevertheless, it is what it is. We booked our ticket to the World Cup, Australia, New Zealand, here we come. However, a lot of work needs to be done. And when we're looking at this team, I think we could have had 4 goals to the goods. We let it slip, we let it go. But be that as it may, we say it doesn't matter how you win. The fact of the matter is, if you get the win, that is what it is. Yes, so I think we'll dissect the statistics that speaks volumes about this particular match, how we controlled the game. But we got to congratulate Tunisia. They really put up a huge fight and even gave us a scare. At some point, everybody at home, including you, were at the edge of your seats, making sure that you try and get Banyana home. And it is what it is.
No doubt about it. Kade sibinyile la in studio kuthandaziwa all sorts of things because Banyana had countless chances and yet they were unable to bury it. I mean, just as early as the 9th minute, we saw Jermaine Sioposinwe weaving her way so nicely through the Tunisian defense. We thinking, you know, in the first 10 minutes of the match, we'll have an opening goal. It wasn't to be. And this is the beginning of missed chances to come.
Well, definitely setting the tone and also seeing good structure, good balance. It looked beautiful to the eye. I mean, waltzing away from her own half, trying to take on defenders. This is a wonderful run by Sioposinwe. For her, just making sure that she puts the icing on the cake and a wonderful evening. But what a brilliant effort by her. It wasn't to be, though.
Gliding through defenders, it was beautiful. Beautiful to watch, and obviously the goal, it kind of, you know, just was a prelude to the goal that she actually scored. But great run and great power, great strength, great balance. Really nice opportunity. Unfortunately, not the finish to match.
Banyana, with the lion's share of the ball possession here, we see Unotolo Tesane, who really had been trying to find the back of the net in that 11th minute. This was also the first of many to come in terms of the missed opportunities, really let down by technique there as well.
Notolo, for me, was really the player that set the scene alight. Her skill, you know, taking on players. She got the crowd on her side and got the crowd behind Banyana, which is very important as well to have that 12th man. It goes such a long way. If you look at her taking the player to the corner.
Tell them what the skill is called, Glo, please. Please, Glo.
What do you call it? The box. The box.
She boxes it around.
She boxes it around the corner and just makes sure she leaves the defender for dead. But the finish, there wasn't the one we really hoped for. But nevertheless, again, still the signs coming.
And in terms of Ukwale, wakamability, in the 14th minute, Jermaine Sioposinwe made sure that she doesn't miss. This is the same player that scored against Nigeria in that 60th minute, made sure she nets one against the Super Falcons, and this time around against Tunisia finds the back of the net, ensuring that Banyana have got that critical goal that sends them to the World Cup. And of course, Mark, done in style.
Beautifully done. We can call that goal a Team South Africa goal. There were 7 touches. Olweni, it started with Olweni and then Jane and Motlalo all involved in that move, and obviously Khwale with the final ball through to find Jermaine Sioposinwe, and what a great finish from her. You know, she takes a beautiful initial touch and then sets herself up beautifully and literally picks a spot and passes the ball into the back of the net. But a beautiful team goal all round.
And in that previous match against Botswana, we were so worried, because Jermaine had a little bit of a knock. And this is the quality that we would have missed, had she not played, scoring such a critical goal.
We really got to give credit to the medical staff and the physios and everybody behind the scenes who've worked very hard to panel beat these players and get them back into good condition to make sure that we still have a striker. We know we are very thin up front after losing Thembi Kgatlana, but seeing Siya Posengwe come in and play and give such a positive impact in the match was quite impressive. I didn't think she'll last as long as she did today, but she played pretty smart. And I think that's exactly what experience brings to you, is to know when to run off the ball, when to get off the ball, when to hold the ball, and how quick to release the ball, because you got to run away from tackles, you got to ride tackles, and you got to make sure you get yourself into positions where you don't draw any challenges, especially if you're carrying an injury.
And in terms of Eloise, what's very interesting in terms of the Tunisian team is that they only scored 3 goals in this tournament. One of those goals came through Eloise, and here again we see her trying to get past to Andile and Dlamini, but it wasn't to be.
Oh, she spins beautifully on it, and obviously on her left foot. And I think this was where we struggled tonight, where South Africa has to do a lot better moving forward. On our set plays, we were not great on set plays. We got caught out quite a few times in the second half, especially. We're not commanding. Nobody's really taking charge. When the ball is flighted in, it's almost as if we're all waiting for the next person to go and make a challenge. So we have to be more decisive, more critical defensively, because against a better opposition, they might punish us. So defensively, on set plays, against set plays, we have to be sure of ourselves.
Tunisia had the same starting lineup for their 3 matches in the group stages, and this time around had made only one change, and that was McNoon. Sabona, the difference that she actually made in the squad, testing Andile and in just fine style.
Layla was really a weapon for the Tunisian sides as we have a look at how she takes that snapshot, forcing Andile into a save. She was really great on the day. Good technique, running off the ball, giving the defenders a bit of a headache. And she also lasted very long in the match. When we look at how she peels away from the defense and does exceptionally well. For a big girl, she carried herself very well.
Beautifully.
And this is what you really want to see. The coach really playing his ace card. And it almost worked, because we got to look at Andile. She's really been big on the day for Banyana. She really made the difference today as well, because we were caught on a number of occasions, and a different team could have really punished her.
She's been solid throughout. I think probably our most consistent player, and she's a big pivotal cog in the Banyana machine.
And that's why she was voted the best goalkeeper of the group stages. That is Andile Dlamini, also securing her 2nd successive clean sheet, which is great for the Banyana setup. Let's take a quick ad break. We take a look at the second half and all of those missed opportunities that had the whole country going, We'll be back now.
I can't continue to live in this war zone.
We have no rules in this house.
Families fight, but blaming each other doesn't help.
I think it's time that we put that to rest.
You need to stop telling people what we're doing.
I didn't say what we're doing, Tim.
Things are going to change.
Family therapist Dr. Tara Fields helps families reconcile their differences.
I don't want to be around the person you are, and I know you don't want to be around the person